What up? What up? My name is Brother Legend. If you are now joining the live on YouTube, my TikTok is BIGBROLGND. Feel free to join us. Hit the top right notification bell on my page to know when we're going live. It'll notify you. What's going on, brothers and sisters? Tap like, share, subscribe. Let the algorithm know that you're getting some value from the live. Today we're going to talk about the topics behind me. Let me know if y'all can even see the first one. Let me know if y'all can see the first one. It might be too high up, to be honest. I didn't know it was gonna be like that. I hate that it moves it. Oh, y'all can see it? Okay, cool. Can interracial relationships be problematic? That's what the first one says. Some people might not be able to see it. Come on in, come on in. Come on, come all. Hey man, happy New Year. Happy Eurocentric New Year. Happy New Year, says the Gregorian calendar. Happy sixth day of Kwanzaa to all that know, you know what I'm saying? Kumbah. That's today. Kumbah. Peace, Leisha. What up? Kumbah. I heard that. Today's principle, Kwanzaa principle, is creativity, where we come up with creative solutions and ways to use our creativity to the betterment of our community. There, of course, is a much better way of saying that in the the official Kwanzaa definition, but y'all know what it is: creativity. Definitely fake holidays. Definitely fake holidays. New Year's, I would say New Year's is the most atrocious one. Because I guess nothing gets faker than Christmas, right? I guess. But New Year's is just so deceitful. It's like we all have to believe in New Year's. Like Christmas, you can believe in it or not believe in it. Up to you. New Year's, you can't believe that tomorrow is not a new year. Otherwise, you're something wrong with you because everybody else gonna tell you it's a new year. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else gonna tell you it's a new year. So it's like not learned helplessness, but it's like a hypnosis. It's like a form of hypnosis. But you know, the new year starts when new life begins. But for some reason, Europeans think New Year's start in the middle of the deadest season of them all. Probably because they like this season. They love winter, don't they? You know what I'm saying? Winter. They love winter. They feel at home. You know what I'm saying? Probably go outside with no shirt on. You know, so that's what they like. Well, anyway, we're talking about interracial relationships. Are they problematic? Are they not? I know a lot of y'all. Someone said shorts and tank tops. You know what I'm saying? They out here with flip flops on. But anyway, I know a lot of y'all have given answers before. I want to give some new people a chance to speak on the topic up above. What's going on? I can't bring D up. What's going on? Hold on, D. Okay, there we go. Yes, so a lot of new content on the way, making videos. So I can consistently put stuff out. Don't forget to join me on Twitter, BIGBROLGND. I put like my more uncensored content on Twitter for now. So if y'all want to check that out, you can. We got no filter on Twitter. So Stuff I can't post on here goes on Twitter. What's going on, D?
I'm trying to Holy Spirit activate. I got my voice back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, talk to us.
My body hurts. I don't know what this is. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Maybe it's the flu, maybe it's pneumonia. But yeah, I was effed up. But
Word.
woo, yeah, we
Mm.
back though. I
All
still just hurt.
right.
But I mean, it's cool. I've been in bed for 2 days.
I'm sorry, sister. There, get you some ginger tea.
Right? I've been drinking tea. I feel better. Like I was yesterday. I was a no go. I was listening to
Mm-hmm.
y'all talk. Tia say, "Dirty."
Wait, she did. She funny.
I was hollering when she was saying, "Holy Spirit, activate her little voice."
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Let me see if I can do it. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! All right, do my sound.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna find it. All right.
Holy Spirit, activate, activate, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Hello, hello, hello. Ooh, hello, and welcome to Brother Legends Live. You guys, you are in Brother Legends Live. I need you to tap that screen. Tap, tap, tap. Tap the damn screen. Tap it like you was tapping ass last night. I need you to get active and I need you to tap, tap, and tap that screen. Make sure you share the live with your friends, your frenemies. Include your gosh darn enemies. But most importantly, make sure you subscribe here and on YouTube. Brother Legends Live. But don't forget, most importantly, join the Discord at b1initiative.org. And most importantly, make sure that you donate to bring down Babylon because we're trying to get this business up and running, you guys. Donate $1, $2, $10, $50, hell, donate the whole 1,000. But let's go ahead and make sure we get active. Tap the screen. Let's get to 10K.
Appreciate you, Queen. Right, yeah, I had to turn my brightness up. Okay, so today, by the way, to all that know who he is, today is Yosef Ben Yakinen's birthday, affectionately known as Dr. Ben. His birthday is on the 31st, and tomorrow is the birthday of none other than the great Dr. John Henry Clark. Um, if y'all don't know who these brothers are, I encourage you to look them up. We have 3 scholars whose birthdays during the celebration of Kwanzaa. That is Dr. Sheikh Anta whose birthday is on the 29th. Dr. Yosef Ben Yakinen, whose birthday is today. And Dr. John Henry Clark, whose birthday is tomorrow. But anyone that wants to come up, feel free. I got a feeling tonight's going to be more of a chill night because I know a lot of people are out celebrating and, doing what they do. So, it is what it is.
I went on a live and Melanated said, I think it's a
mm,
woman named Nugget. It's a YT lady named Nugget having a live about are you racist? And Melanated was like, D, did you hear the YT woman say that men are well endowed? And I was like, what?
wow.
Full on fetishizing. Full
Mm-hmm.
on.
Yeah. To be honest, yeah. That happens every day. I told y'all, like, I would love to wear like a pendant that's got like a excuse me, got like a camera on it and just be able to just videotape some of the reactions I be getting. Like it's real. It's real. I mean, and it's weird because it's from the guys as well. I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of, I don't know, kind of weird. I've had full grown men decide they wanted to try to grab my hair as I'm walking as a grown ass man. like, like that was he didn't do it. He was about he I was walking past, he did one of these. Like he was like about to grab it. And I was ready to knock him out, but he didn't touch it. He didn't touch it. So, I was spared that, isn't it funny how I would have been not essay, what's it called? Harassed. I would have been, harassed in that situation. Yet I know that if I defended myself, I would have gotten in trouble. Like I know I would have gotten in trouble because it's a white T man, and he probably had bread because I was at a convention where it was like new technology and stuff. Like a lot of investors and stuff were there, so it was in
Said
L.A.
you said he thought you was a new piece of technology.
He
What
was
model
about to
is
get some
this?
technology.
Oh no.
He's about
Said
to
you was
need
gonna
some
hit him with the
technology in
switch.
that.
Nah, look.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's about to find out. I'm telling you, he's about to find. I was heated that day. I was heated that day. I was with some sisters. It was just like it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I was like, yeah, you're right, because I know I'm gonna get in trouble. Like for defending myself against sexual harassment, I'm gonna get in trouble. So
Yeah, that sounds about white. I mean, right.
yeah. You know, y'all, there's a story going around. I'm making a video about it. About Sister Niani I forgot her last name. But she's a sister that was unalived by police earlier this month. Yeah, Finlayson. There you go. Yeah, Niani Finlayson. So y'all might want to check that story out. Also, there's another story in Alabama where the inmates in the state prison are suing the top officials for forced labor
I seen
and
that one.
yeah, modern
About them
day
fast
slavery.
food places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Places like McDonald's was on that. I seen it, I looked into it, I was like, so y'all was really trying to make these people work at these fast food restaurants for free? And you didn't think that they was gonna come out with a class action? Because y'all did a lot of them like that. Yeah, I seen that.
yeah,
I said, if this ain't another reason not to eat McDonald's, I don't know what is. Like, that's already a direct tie to our brothers and sisters, but even well before this, because they were supporting the police officer back in George Floyd, and it's like weird, like, what are y'all doing? I been knew y'all was
yeah,
like, come on, let's be real.
yeah. So it's actually Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's, and KFC.
Yep.
All four of them, yeah.
If that's not a
So
reason not to eat that, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I stopped eating that a while ago though because I figured again, they're like billion-dollar corporations. You cannot become a billionaire ethically. I don't even like shopping at Walmart. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I don't
mhm.
even like shopping at a large retailer. A, because of their practices, but B, when I go in there, why are you checking my receipt? Why are you saying I
Mm,
didn't scan something? And now they're coming out saying that the servers that people use for the self checkouts are purposefully making people miss. I'm
mm,
like, let me come in here one day and have to sue y'all because I will. There was a white teen woman who just won one because they arrested her over $30 worth of things and she rung up the rest of her stuff and she was like, there's no way. Like, turns out
crazy.
it was just a glitch in the system and they put her through that and ruined her career because she had a theft charge, you know?
Wow.
I was like, nah, y'all do that to me, y'all got the right one. I'm gonna do all my own paperwork. Y'all got the right one.
Yeah, that's crazy. They they are the most likely to shoplift.
Yeah, middle-aged YT women. Of course.
Yeah.
They don't have
Yeah.
nothing else to do with their lives. And also, they know that their YT-ness will protect them if the fact of their financial stability doesn't. Because
Mm,
prison is for poor people, not for people with the means to pay to get themselves out.
yeah.
Especially if they don't ever get caught. Because let's be real, you can go in the store and you're more likely to be watched, but she's more likely to steal, right? It's like
Mhm.
when that video came out about them stealing from that store, I can't remember what it was. It was a Kohl's or something, and you posted that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
it's funny because this is the norm. They are the ones who are stealing the most. They usually like to put out the propaganda of a lot of younger black teenagers doing it though, with the hoodies on. They'll run up in Nike, get a few Nike texts. I said, baby, y'all can't put my boosters on there. They're not the ones stealing the most. Like,
Mhm.
don't do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these people act like it's their money that they're stealing. These people have unethical business practices. You know who put that sweatsuit together? A sweatshop. Like,
Mhm.
I'm like, more power to them. Steal it back. Send some money overseas. Do it for our people because they making our people work for it. They're just like
Mhm.
Apple. I gotta use a phone, and I know that somebody probably got unalived just to put it together. Like, that's so sad, you know?
Oh, we got an answer in the comments. I think it does benefit because it sets an example of love without seeing color. That is something said like a true Klansman. Um, that is something a Klansman would say. So I don't think I've ever heard a brother or sister say that they didn't want color to be seen. Why do we need everything like to not be color? Like that's no, yo, I'm sorry. I'm talking from a video that I don't know if I can post here, but I posted it on my Twitter of a white T man standing with a Black Lives Matter sign, and he's in a sundown town, and people are just riding by saying it doesn't matter about race, you know, and then just calling him all out his name, calling him why does a in words life matter, and saying all this evil stuff to him, like just racist stuff. They're telling him you better be going by the time I get back, and like saying all this hateful stuff to him. But they say stuff just like what that comment just said, like the same, like, the people that say the people that say they're the least racist tend to believe, I'm sorry, the European descendants that say they're the least racist tend to believe the same thing racists believe. And I think that's baffling. Well, it's not baffling. It's typical, but it's very telling. Gives us a lot of insight.
Seen that video. It was I mean, to me it's not shocking, but I'm sure to the audience that it was perpetuated towards, it was, because like you said, those are the same people that's like, oh, I'm not like that. My cousin, sister, auntie, mother, she
One of them said
dated
that.
so,
One of the people
like,
in the big
I
one,
know, look.
yeah, one of the people in the video said that. What did she say? She said the N word or something. She said something
Yeah.
mean as hell, and then said, "And I have black friends." Like, like what the hell?
That's what I said. It's also too like that court case where I can't even remember her name, but she unalived the man who was having the medical emergency after
Oh
that
yeah.
car wreck. And how I was
Strong
like,
neck.
yeah, bro. I was like, how did her coworker get on the stage up there and say, not the stage? They got on the pedestal to be a witness as like a character witness, and she was saying that just to let y'all know, like she had a black boyfriend in high school, and I was like, what does that have to do with anything? Talk about I prayed for everyone here before I got here. And then my thing was she didn't even list the people, the victims first. She wanted to, I prayed for the judge. I prayed for the prosecutors. I'm like, okay, like did you pray for the people that actually got their family member unalived? And I love to
Mm-hmm.
see that sister when she got up there and said, I will never see my brother again. She said, I want her to get that same thing plus more. Like, so I was
Mm-hmm.
like, wow. And that's not going to be the reality because she'll still be able to come out. So it's just sad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Somebody said, "Heavy neck Hannah, you win the comment section as of right now." That I almost made me break character right there. Like that's wild. Heavy neck Hannah is wild. That was definitely her nickname. I'm a woman of color, but a Klansman. Yeah, we know. I'm a little offended you said that. Said what? That you're a Klansman of color? I'm confused.
Yeah,
Like,
they be forgetting that we think allies is all lies, because how did you just say you were a woman of color to defend a remark like that? What does that mean? What's a woman of color?
I don't know. A woman.
Yeah,
That as
you see
well.
what I'm saying?
That's a Klansman ideology to even say that you're a woman of color.
Hey, she's
Because
not even a person of color. She's just a woman of color.
uh,
She's making that distinction. It
mm-hmm.
definitely makes a difference, apparently. Yeah, she would have been on the what's the other part of the clan that's like they had the second brigade that was just women. Like there was a whole nother sector, you know. What was their names? It was something like ladies of the clan, something like that. For real. Like
Mm,
that's why she made that distinction because she wouldn't have been able to be with the men. They had a whole different thing going.
mm,
She was packing the lunches for
You realize that's a luxury for white women, though. I think that's a luxury for white people in general to say love is love because that's a luxury for them for us to forget the past and the present. It's this thought process that it's over, it's done with, and if you're dumb enough or docile enough to ignore the things that are still hindering black people and pair yourself with me, then that's their luxury, and they wear it well because they'll make you feel like you're the evil one by denying them access to you, when in reality they play just as much a part in the racism and oppression that black people experience now as their grandfathers and grandmothers did. That's a
mm.
you can tell that they want you to forget so bad. Like, stop talking about it.
Yeah, true. While they still do it. We were just talking about a case in Alabama where top officials are being sued for modern day slavery. That's what it's filed in the lawsuit. That the prisoners have been forced to endure a form of modern day slavery today in 2023. The Alabama government has made $450 million off of this modern day slavery annually. So not just once, but every year they make $450 million off of free labor from prisoners in their prisons. And we're going to act like none of this exists because someone in the comments with a pointy hood says that love is love.
Yeah, and you're not supposed to make Becky or Charles feel bad about how or what they benefit from. As long as you're just supposed to lay up with me and make me feel comfortable. That's another thing. Do people realize the problem with what's happening right now in 2023 is that black people are making people feel uncomfortable, and you waking up and realizing you've been a slave this whole time because you went out of your way to make these people feel comfortable in your presence? And my quote is this, and I've been saying this for years: you will never feel comfortable with my discomfort. I will never let you feel comfortable while I am uncomfortable. That's just not a thing.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I hear that. I mean, that's the thing in America is we have that cognitive dissonance where we ignore what we go through because we have to make them comfortable that we're not going through it anymore. So then you'll get a lot of brothers and sisters going live even, and that's why I had that topic the other day where I was like, are black people still oppressed? Because many black people will say no because they've been conditioned to believe and validated in society that their oppression does not matter, that it doesn't exist, and that in order to make it palatable for an audience, even on TikTok, you have to ignore and deny that it's happening. So that's the thing.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you too. How do you feel? Like, I know you're probably not gonna like it, but just like looking at this, the new movie that they're coming out, the Society of Magical Negroes, bruh, like,
Yeah,
and the brother who made it, he's black biracial, and of course it's a
yeah.
story
He's a
about
weirdo.
yeah. I was like, at first before I had more information, I was like, oh, that might be a decent movie. Like, we might actually have a realm of something that we're not just having to be stereotype or typecast, right? I immediately got satirical and typecast when I got further details. I was like,
Yeah,
how are people even going to ask for this movie? Can I
yeah.
get one
See,
ticket to the magical like
yeah.
like bruh, this
I didn't even
problematic.
think of that.
I've
I
already
didn't
seen
even
people
think of
commenting
that.
it. I've already seen it. Like,
That is a problem.
you
That
see?
is a problem.
It's
That is a problem.
problematic.
I'm gonna punch somebody in that box office line.
You see what I'm saying? It's problematic. Like, imagine
That's
going to the
heavily
movie, right?
problematic.
And you know how people like to yell out when you're in the movie and it first comes on, or they like to do stuff, right? They'll be like, "Yeah, magic!" Like, I just can imagine what the tone of those theaters is about to be like. Cause I'm not filling the seats. I don't even want to watch it on
That is
pirated.
wild. That it should have just been like a Key and Peele skit and just kept it pushing. Because what they're trying to draw out is the magical ingrow idea or trope is that basically, yeah, like they say in the movie where we have like the Green Mile. You ever see the Green Mile where he had magic powers, but his magic powers couldn't free him from being a slave, but he had just enough magic to heal white people. Like, like there's other examples of this, but
You
it's
can
like
think of
we're
Django. Remember when
mm,
Leonardo DiCaprio was saying that Django was that 1 in 1 million exceptional Negro? He's saying that, oh, our skulls have this distinction which make us have, certain traits. And I believe you, Django, are that 1 in a 10,000 magical, and when he was unaliving him, he'd said, yeah, he got one thing right. I am that, but it's problematic because, again, that trope, like you said, goes so far back. Like, I think about the games that they used to have too, in the earlier, like, 40s and 50s with Sambo, and having these caricatures of us being some magical being. And even that movie, that's like, don't get me wrong, it's funny, but it's like, it's kind of sad because even the tropes in the movie, what is it? It's like a haunted house, but it was like, oh, the blackening. The blackening. Yeah, I don't
mm,
know if you watched that one,
yeah,
but
I seen
like,
it.
it's like, even in that movie, they had like magical feats to have this intellect just to fulfill the means of answering these questions that cater to, white people's understanding. Like, who are the characters in Friends? And then the correct answer is supposed to be, I don't know, I'm black, I don't watch Friends. Like, like what?
Mm, yeah, yeah, I mean the other side of the magical thing is not even just that they have superpowers, but also that they don't have powers that can free them from oppression. That their powers are only basically to be used to help their oppressors. And they'll be able to fly, be able to um what was that? There was a movie about some was it am I misremembering something, or am I putting two movies together where there was like a movie where this girl could like talk to bees? Am I tripping?
Oh no, I mean, no, that's a movie, but I mean, there was one like Dr. Doolittle where she
Okay,
could
that's
talk with
another one.
Kyla Pratt, and she could talk to animals, so technically bees too.
Yeah, and so
So
yeah, so
technically,
they can advance. Yeah, like they could. Yeah, oh, say someone said Black Lightning. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, y'all know some of these, right?
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
even here to wager that the new Spider Verse with Miles Morales could also still fit that trope, because if you look at the different multiverse of the Spider Mans, there seems to always be this unnecessary limitation in having to cater to conquering Miles. You ever notice that? Like, oh, we need
I'm
to
gonna say
trap
this:
you. Like, what?
Spider-Man is racist.
Oh man,
It's racist. It's
indefinitely,
hell.
indefinitely.
It's racist
Hold
as
on, the
hell.
the Disney franchise, the Marvel franchise, man. Look at Jonathan Majors, bruh, bruh. We already know this, brother.
Yeah. I mean, I would even say it might have been less racist when it was not Disney. It was just Sony, and it was just all you know, pale people on screen, but it was their movie. Let them have it. It was their movie. Like it didn't have none of it got messed. I mean, it was devoid of blackness, but it was their it would look go ahead, y'all do your own thing and we'll just sit back.
I mean,
But
I don't know. Some of the
but
older work still kind of compromising as far as our caricature. Because even when I'm thinking of Disney now, like even the old Looney Tunes and like previous cartoons, they were all stigmatized in the fact of either our imagery or the imagery of war. Like, I'm really thinking about a lot of them. Like, I don't know. We were the ones always on the front lines too, and if it wasn't us, it was the people that were like Japanese and other things. So I don't even think it was good then. It was still pretty terrible. We just weren't at the epicenter. Like, still. And then
But what I'm
Disney,
saying,
I'm about to say Disney
I'm not,
too.
I'm not giving a value description. I'm giving a harmfulness to the black community
Oh yeah.
description.
Oh yeah.
Less harmful when it's just them doing their own thing that got nothing to do with us.
You're right. You're right.
That's cool. Now they involving us, and it's becoming problematic because I don't ever want to take my child to go see a young black man in a relationship with someone that has superpowers but doesn't do nothing to improve the situations of his people, but at the same time loves this black young man. See, they so in love, but she can't use even her privilege to do anything in his community to help his people. But and then on top of that, I don't like the whole thing where we get a black Spider-Man and then we get every other kind of Spider-Man too. Every Spider-Man, and now there's like 100,000 different types of Spider-Man. Well, we just asked, or we didn't ask, but it could have been a time for a black Spider-Man. And then I just hate it when it's time to include us, we get all inclusiveness. You know what I'm saying? It's like every
Yeah.
time it's time to include us, everybody else got to come with it. And that's kind of weird too, you know? Like there was a time when all the emojis on your iPhone were like pale skinned. And then we were saying, you know, it would be nice to have some brown skin emojis for the, you know, the hand emojis and stuff like that. And so then they turned them all yellow to make it like neutral because they realized their mistake. Oh snap, these are all like white people's hands. Let's change it. Like, and then after that, it became every shade and everybody, and now there's an LGBT flag and there's all this other, like it became all inclusive once again. And this is what I'm saying. That's a common theme with them when it's time. And I'm not saying that that's a problem. I'm just saying that their first thought shows white first. Then when it's time to be inclusive of black people, now we need to include every other intersection, every type of everything. Now the whole universe of Spider-Man opens up to where there's not just one Spider-Man and there's all these other Spider-Man, and then the black Spider-Man is also biracial and has a interracial relationship, and it's like, man, wow, that's wild. So, you know, that's kind of
Yeah, you know I agree with you. We see it on even more than just movies. We think about it in the scale of the Constitution or the Bill of Rights and all the civil liberties we were supposed to be granted. Like as soon as they started putting all the other things on it, like you cannot, and I'm not saying that you should be discriminated on these bases, but there should have been one solely based on the system of race because it is so more complex and it is outer scoping of all these other identities that get discrimination too. Like if there was no basis of racism, yes, we would still have, the systems of like sexism and things, but it wouldn't be on the scale and the ideology that it is now because of the origination of the system of race. Because that was the first system when we got here, right? And they say, oh, you cannot be prosecuted on the basis of race, gender, religion. Like when they started putting all that extra stuff, it already started to undervalue the system of racism that existed because it no longer was solely focused on that one system, and it started distributing all the things that needed to deconstruct it. So I agree with you, and definitely. And I was gonna say also, speaking of Disney, ever in the first time in history at 11:59 p.m. tonight, Mickey Mouse in the free public forum database will finally be free in use for everyone, for the public eye. And I don't know what Disney's gonna do because it should have been happened a long time ago, but they made laws to upskirt this so that it would take longer. But I'm wondering how this is gonna go down because there are a lot of pieces of pop culture and icons that are actually being released in public domain. And I said Steamboat Willie one of them. I don't know what's about to happen. They about to be parodying and making satirical things with Mickey Mouse without being sued. This would be funny. Like I really do think so.
interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think he should. I think, you know, that's going to be interesting.
It is,
Mickey Mouse, you
it's some
know, of
money.
course, was based on minstrel shows.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Like, how is this really? And it's Steamboat Willie in his original form, which leads to all the other Mickey Mouses. That's why I'm like, how is this really about to go?
Mm.
Really, I think it's gonna have an effect also on the system of race, but also financially because Disney made a lot of money from owning the copyrights. No infringement. Nobody else can prepare this except for another place that I told you got away with it because they took the side profile of Mickey Mouse. But even then, I'm like, I hope this hurt them in the worst spot, they pockets.
Mm. JT, give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
I'm 33. Well, I'll be 33 in September of 2024. So I'm 32. Race is I'm a black African American male. Pronouns is he.
All right, talk to us.
Yeah. Can interracial relationships be a problem? Yes. Be problematic? Yes. Because we the only race that see no problem with marrying outside our race. We the only race that want to be um inclusive to other races. I don't know why we don't see that, why we don't look around and take lessons from other races, because it's a lot that we can learn from other people. Not because every time I bring that up, a lot of my own people say, well, we're not like them, we're different, yeah, but every other race is doing something different that we're not doing, and they're succeeding. So I think that's a problem. Not to be ingenuous to other other races. I don't wish death or destruction on nobody, but we need to stay true to ourselves. Can black men
Mm-hmm.
and with me saying that, I think you know how I feel about the other two. You know,
Hmm. All right, go ahead. Let us know.
can black men and black women marry white and still claim to be pro-black? No, no. You can't claim to be pro-black. That if you pro-black, that means everything that you believe in and everything that you dedicate, all the way from finance to spiritual to physical, is
Mm-hmm.
black. It should be black to the best to your ability. I understand we live in America, in Western society. We got to start somewhere. We can't just go if you claim to be pro-black and you live in an inner city like me. You got to start where you can and do the best you can, because you know you can't find a black um beauty supply or food. If you're hungry in the middle of the night and or you're limited, I understand you got to go to other people because this is all you have. But we got to put systems in place to where no matter your class, rich, middle class, or poor, you have access to black if you're
Mm-hmm.
black. So, because only, rich pro-black people or people pro-black people with money have a better input, because they have more options. You have more wealth, more finance to reach out and to do things. The last one is, do interracial relationships benefit the black community? No, they do not. They do not. I respect it. I respect the union between a man and woman, but I mean, you can't claim to be pro-black if you're with a white man or white woman. So that's
Mm-hmm.
that's
What
pretty
would you
much.
say about people like Conscious Lee, whose wife doesn't phenotypically present as African,
You say
but
conscious consciously?
she yeah. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
He's a creator. You might have seen some of his videos, but yeah, she's biracial. I heard. But she claims that she's black, but she's more like Mariah Carey black. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Passing for, because
So
Mariah Carey don't claim her black side.
yeah,
Well, I'm about to say he got tiny as the profile picture, so I mean that's pretty light too.
true.
Hey, I did that on some just some funny stuff. I just changed that. That's just I'm funny, you know. I got a humor. I got a lot of
Oh no,
humor
you
in
good. I
different
was just
places.
saying it's a good comparison so you can have an
Yeah,
example.
yeah.
Yeah. So
But
except
yeah, if you are mixed race and you claim your black side, I mean, because you know you got a black parent. So if you are mixed race and you claim to the fullest your black side, you know, mixed race people is in a special position. I always say that those are special people because you can't tell. It's just like Kanye West. Hold on one second. Let me get my baby out of here. She wants some water.
mm,
Let me give her some water right quick. It's real quick. Here you go, baby. Yeah. Like Kanye West. He got he got his kids. He's black and their mom is white. So for him to say, for him to be, you know, completely against white folks will be contradicting to himself from his
mm-hmm.
kids' viewpoint. So, you know, mixed race people is in a special position. You know, I mean, I don't. It's very hard with them. You know, so if you are mixed race and you're claiming your black side to the fullest, and you speaking out, and actually, it's all action. You know, words over action with mixed race people. I got to see action with them.
But here's my thing. Can I be all I'm pro black? All I care about is black unity, progress. The black woman is needs to be protected. The black man needs to be able to, sustain himself. And I'm speaking about black issues and black love and black this, that, the third. And then and then I got me and my black wife, and my wife look like Mariah Carey. Does that? See what I'm saying?
Is she black? Is she black? See, is she black though? Because you
But
got some
let's
black
say
people.
she said she black too, and she just she not really doing everything I'm doing, but she don't phenotypically present the same way. How would you feel about that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say that you are. I mean, that's when you. I'm really a general person. I like to break things down generally, but in that situation, that's a situation where I could be like, hey, that depends on what type of man are we talking about? If he dealing with a woman that looks like that and presents like that. But
Mm-hmm.
typically, all we have to do is look at the woman or the man that we're talking about that's of mixed race. You know, what they present themselves as.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay.
Mariah Carey, somebody like Mariah Carey presents herself as a white woman.
Oh yeah.
Anybody who don't understand Mariah Carey, like a young person, like a child, they'll see her initially and say that she's white.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she don't do nothing to, like, I've never
She
heard.
passes. She's passing. That's
Right.
a like. There's a difference between presenting and passing. Mariah Carey could be a white tee presenting woman, but she knows she black. But if you're
Right.
passing, that means that you're making sure that nobody know the difference between you and a white woman.
And
So
I think she's passing,
yeah, she's passing.
you know. I'll just be real with you. She looked gorgeous back in the day. I'm not saying that other races of women is not good looking, but I mean, we got to look beyond all that because it's too many good looking black women to go to the other side, to be like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm just going with this because of the looks, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's not, and I don't knock anybody who's with my uncle was got a white woman he been married to for 20 years. He love her, she love him. Hey, it is what
But
it
she don't
is.
love his people.
And I actually feel that way, bro. I mean, whenever we're around her, she never showed us, she never did anything wrong to us, but your gut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your gut speak, bro. And I felt that way since I was a little boy. I'm only 30. I felt that way since I've always known her. She's never been disingenuous to me at all. She's always been nice to me. My gut just say, hey, this woman deep down, and the way you can really tell is if, let's just say it's a white woman with a black man, but she don't have any black female friends. And when she speak of black women, she speak down on them. That woman is racist for real. Um she just got a liking to black men sexually or
Yeah.
whatever. It's just like a white man with a black woman, but he never had a black male friend. He don't have black male friends. That man is really, he just infatuated by you as a black woman. He don't really
Mm,
like black people.
that's real. That's real. You know what? You the first person to make me think of it the other way around, where white
Yeah,
T men that don't have brothers as friends. Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah.
They
Somebody
quick to
like
get them fades.
yeah, for real,
They
for
yeah,
real.
they fade up their hair real quick, trying to look like us. Get that
And
beard growing in.
and my listen, bro, my grandmother on my mother's side, which is I've been close to all my life. She married a white man 30 years ago. I'm talking about straight up white. They don't even look like they belong together. But this man has been in our life since we was babies, you know?
Mm,
So, a lot of people hear my point of view and they're like people that's not woke, they're like, you racist, you hate white folks. You don't understand that my grandmother's husband is white. My grandmother is almost 70, so she from a different time. She one of them grandmas, very loving but very color struck. I'm be real
mm,
with you. I love her, but she's kind of, hey, treat the light skinned grandkids a little bit better. That type of black folk.
mm.
But
Wow.
Yeah, she
yeah,
call them fair skinned.
yeah,
Oh
that
Lord.
type of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, she called her bedroom the master bedroom.
yeah, that type of stuff.
Mm-mm.
Oh Lord.
But she's a loving woman. She's always been good to all the kids. We just notice a difference in how she treat the kids.
Hmm.
You know. So I don't. A lot of millennials and Gen Z they trying to look back on those folks, the older generation, and taunt them and stuff. We shouldn't do that. Those people was from a different time. We should just take what was good and just take it from them, and just because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be in the position that we in now, whether they was
Mm-hmm.
whitewashed or not. You know. So I take it and I leave it there. I don't disrespect the older generation or nothing. I just some things I don't deal with and some things I do. So
I agree with you, but my only thing is I still want to hold people accountable because they're still destroying my community. Like, not interpersonally, but not even to look at the House and the Senate. That's the older generation. And you know how they got the laws looking right now? They sitting on some plush thrones. We out here getting scraps. So
yeah,
I'm gonna have to educate some elders around here to be able to get somewhere in my life. And I'm not saying it with disrespect. It's just
yeah,
if I keep saying, oh, it's just an older time. You know how many white tea folks it was just an older time for them? Hey,
well,
baby, it was
Mm-hmm.
a
well,
hard, a strained older time. I tell you that much. So I like, I love my people, but my people be doing the most harm too. I look at my father. He has been enabled by his mother. He never became a father. They didn't raise me.
right.
Like it hurts, but I'm like, hey, I'm for to hold you accountable. These are my
You
boundaries. I love
you
you,
ever
but
heard
this ends here.
you ever heard the saying you can't teach your old dog new tricks? That's true. So that's why we need to start with the younger. I
I
love Marcus Garvey, and I
I
know
said
he way
accountable.
back from them days.
I ain't say
We need
teaching
to.
new tricks. I said accountable.
Well, old people
Mm-hmm.
set in their ways. They don't want to
Nah.
accept accountability.
See, but that's the thing. If we hold ourselves accountable, then they have to be held accountable
Are you
because.
talking about? Are you
Oh, go
talking
ahead.
about holding Europeans accountable?
Yeah, that's what. Who,
Oh.
Well,
me?
if we hold
Mm.
ourselves accountable, guess what? We set an example for the next generation to hold themselves accountable. Ain't nothing we can do about the past. Those folks is set. They ain't trying to
Nah,
hear
but I
nothing.
don't believe. But I don't believe that's true because look, if I hold myself accountable into a new standard, right? I have the children. They are still the grandparents. It will have to cause them to fall in line. If they are still having this terrible rhetoric, I will not bring my kids around them because it is harmful to their future. And in a world where that domino effect sets in place, it starts holding them accountable for their ideology right there. Even if you don't think so, they might not change the way, but if they're around my kids, they won't be doing what they do. Don't lay your hand on my child. Don't think you can do the same things to my child that you were doing to me or the next generation because it stops there. It's like an indirect accountability. I'm holding you accountable, and you might not even connect them dots to know that yet, but I have to. I have to hold myself accountable, and it fluctuates to them, even on a level respectfully. Because respectfully, I don't want nobody whooping my kids, bro. Like that creates
Right.
traumatic things in my child. There are studies for that now, and I don't care what
Right.
they say. That's an older generation, right? Older take on life. That's cool with me, but I cannot let that affect my life. So I had to hold them accountable. I understand what you're saying, but I don't want you to feel like
Right.
you shouldn't be incapable of holding people accountable, because you deserve those boundaries wholeheartedly,
I I
100%, and
hear
your
you.
kids do too.
I hear you, but in another flip, I just feel like it's a waste of time
It ain't,
to
babe. I
try to hold
promise you, it's
somebody,
not.
because the best thing that we can do, and I know this is gonna hurt. Sometimes you gotta remove people from your life and your kids' life and start
Are we
over.
talking about? I'm sorry, y'all lost me. Are we talking about holding brothers and sisters accountable, or are we talking about the descendants of Europeans?
Well, I was talking about Europeans, but I thought he also meant our ancestors too. And he's
Mm.
just saying that he
Well,
doesn't
I'm
feel like
talking
we can
about
teach
brothers and
them.
sisters.
Yeah, that's what I think. I was talking
Yeah,
about Europeans, but I
yeah.
also flipped to say our grandparents, because
I'm gonna tell you.
again, I
I'm gonna
still
be
want to hold
honest
them
with you,
accountable.
Kay. Holding the Europeans accountable. I think that's part of your personal anecdote. I think your personal anecdote plays into that.
Well, I mean, I
I
can't.
know
I
why
get
it's
what you're
hard.
saying. No, I agree. I agree. Hey, if part of my heritage is Europeans, I can't dispel that. I agree with
I'm
it.
saying
But
that's
I was
where
also saying my grandparents too. They have some of the same things.
Right.
But that's where I went at first, and he was talking about our grandparents. But I was saying even European, that system, because our
Yeah.
grandparents aren't affecting us on a mass scale. It's the people in the House and the Senate that are old that are affecting us, and they're technically an elder. But I'm all for holding them accountable.
it's a lot of
Like,
noise. Somebody's screaming too loud.
I
JT,
think
yeah, I'm gonna just mute you real quick because we can't hear.
well, I just
Um,
meant in a way that will really affect us, because those people are the elders technically. Like you saying, we can't teach an old dog new tricks. Like, yeah, we got to, because I mean, unless we going back home one day. But even still, like, I'm gonna demand justice regardless. And remember the people making the
this is the
laws.
thing, though, Kay.
Okay,
That's
I
the
got
other
you.
half of you speaking. This is what
Well,
I'm
I
trying
mean,
to tell you.
hey,
This is all right. This
I
is
accept it.
listen.
I accept
This
it.
is constantly a thing with the brothers and sisters that have non-melanated parents, is getting them to see that that side is not going to change. And I understand that you empathize with them because you come
Oh
from
no, I didn't say no. I don't think they're gonna
oh,
change. I said
yeah.
accountability. That
But
doesn't
see, that's
mean
the
they're
thing.
gonna
That's what I'm
change.
saying.
If I change and I refuse to work at their jobs, I'm still holding them indirectly accountable, because I'm like, I'm not working for you. That's still gonna affect them. Imagine if all of us stopped working them jobs. Like,
Are you
imagine
of
it.
mixed race?
Except, wait,
I
hold
mean,
on,
but
Uh,
JT.
I do
Hold
have
on,
a
hold on.
melanated parent though. You
But
said,
yeah, but
but
hold
I get
on.
what you're saying though. Yeah.
But here's the thing: we don't quit their jobs to hold them accountable. We quit their jobs to build with our own. Like that's the thing. Holding them accountable is an anti-racist endeavor.
Well, I
That
think
is
it's both
something.
though. Even if you don't work the job, it's still like, I'm not doing it on the basis that you're accountable for all these things you've done to us. But even still, I get what you're saying. Like, you're building our community. That's what we should be doing.
Yeah, I mean, but see,
Yeah.
but that's the thing.
I'm not thinking they're
The
gonna change.
idea
That's not what I
of
said. Yeah.
the idea of holding them accountable for anything that they have done always ends up dangerous for us and reaps very little reward, because we understand that racism, white supremacy, as outlined in the Crest theory by Dr. Francis Crest Welsing, will always continue, and is not something we can change until they themselves no longer have the insecurity of a world that won't look like them. So until
Okay.
we can change, I'm sorry, somebody got way too much noise. Can y'all please mute up when you come up here? Oh, that's him. Okay, my bad, Stephanie. I thought that was you. Anyway, so holding them accountable is dangerous for us, and that's why it's
Okay.
advice I wouldn't give brothers and sisters, like to go finger wagging in their face. But you can stand up for yourself. You can have your own racial self-esteem, as Marcus Garvey put it, to not go beneath yourself. But that's not in the matter of holding them accountable. That's in self-love. Um,
Okay.
But
I accept that because I wouldn't fully understand. I don't have people around me that think this way to tell me. So I do appreciate what you mean, and I never wanted to be like, just take my advice. Obviously, I'm still learning too, but I do appreciate you telling me that because you are in a dangerous position. Like if I deny colorism, I'm a fool. I'm so serious. That's true. Like
yeah,
I would never know that experience. So I'm just trying to get better.
the
Yeah.
experience of melanated brothers and sisters has taught me as well. Like I was about to call my sister, my wife.
Mm-hmm.
She is my sister though. But yeah, like they don't get to hold them people accountable. When they try to do that, they're literally putting themselves in danger. So, you know what I'm saying? Like that's where it's just like, you know what? Do what you got to do to survive out here, and when something is too much, have the self-esteem to be like, no, I'm not doing this. But also focus on building within your own community. Focus on building for yourself. Today is the 6th day of Kwanzaa Kumba. Today we focus on creativity, and there are many creative ways that you can think of to be able to provide for yourself in a less hazardous environment, a less hostile environment. We got new guests up here, y'all. Butterfly, give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
25. What was it? Age, black, and she, her.
All right, talk to us.
I've been here before, but I don't know if we've answered these questions before, but can interracial relationships be problematic? Yes. Can a black man, black woman marry whites and still claim to be pro-black? No. It's oxymoronic. It's literally a juxtaposition in and of itself. How can you be pro-black whilst being in a relationship with someone who is not black? That is not building in your community. That's going against your community. Because no one's going to be in favor of your community that isn't a black individual. Do interracial relationships benefit the black community? No. How? Like, make it make sense. How is it going the black community when they're not going to understand the black struggle? No one's going to understand the black experience more than a person who is black themselves. And I also just think, like, how are you going to be proactive in your allyship with the black community by going against your own community? So for me, it's an oxymoron. It isn't it doesn't make sense. So yeah, that's where I stand with it. And like I do find it interesting when people try to justify the relationships they're in by claiming that they are, I think particularly like our white counterparts, by claiming that they're proactive in allyship, and I'm like, no, actually you're going right against us by doing it. Extremist lives, whatever. I don't think it's an extremist view, to be honest. I just think like we need to do what we need to do to protect our community, and if
Black
that's what it takes.
liberation and self-determination is extremely liberal, crazy
Exactly.
to people that want to keep us from coming together. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
And I do feel sorry for the children that do get raised in mixed race, who are raised as in a interracial like family, because they grow up with these really, really problematic identities where they themselves are like, no, but I'm mixed race. I'm like, no, you're seen as black. Like, you're going to navigate this world as a black person. You will never be seen as anything other than that, unless you are quote unquote white passing. But yeah, I don't know. You will always be seen as a black person if you come from.
Even then, I feel bad for him because even then, it's like, can you imagine everyone around you thinking you're white and treating you
Yeah,
as such? And you're just trying to make sure not one curl pops up when it's moist
facts.
outside. Like you're trying to make sure,
Yeah.
like that you make sure you don't stay in the sun too long. Like
Oh my God, that's like giving me PTSD from my childhood. I literally will never forget
really,
when I used to like um straighten my hair so much, and I'd wear my mum's foundation because I was like, no, 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 I'm like my mum. I'm like my mum. I'm nothing like my mum. My mum is a completely different race to me.
that's
But
wild.
it's interesting though that even in like families that I don't know, try to be interracial, it's like there is this, you do start to acquire this self-hatred for yourself growing up, and you grapple with your identity. And And it takes you a while to really come to terms with the fact that like this self-acceptance, like, no, I am black and I love being black. But it took me a long time to get to that point because of comments that were made by my mum's side of the family where they're like, oh, you better not be out in the sun too long, otherwise you're gonna get too dark. And it's and this is what I mean, like people say things like you sound white all the time to me, and I hate it. I hate it. But I've gotten that comment all the time throughout my life, and then also me trying to make my skin lighter, which is really sad, and I hate saying it out loud, but that is a part of my identity growing up. And I've seen my
Mm,
cousins kind of fall into that trap where they've literally lightened their skin so much to the point that
hmm
it's white. And that I
hmm
think it just, yeah, that forms the fabrics, I think, of some of our
Yeah, I was about to say too. Someone
family.
else said it, but before me. But I don't think you sound white. You
Thank
sound
you.
you sound British.
British, literally.
Yeah, you know
But
what I'm
she still
saying?
sound black to me though. Is that a
Yeah,
thing? Like
that's
to
what I was
sound
saying
black? She sound
yesterday.
black though. Like,
That's what I was saying
uh,
yesterday. Is if you listen closely, I was a musician for 10 years in Hollywood, a music producer, and I know a lot about voices and the difference between tonality and texture in your voice. And I can listen to her voice and hear that texture I was telling y'all about, where you can hear someone's melanin through their voice. No matter how much I try to code switch my voice, if you pay attention closely, you're going to hear that there's a texture to my voice, that separates us from, Europeans. That's why when we do code switch, a lot of us bring our voices up to our head voice. Hey guys, no, no, no. Like we try to,
not to get nasally.
because we're trying to like not use the deepness in our voice. Our voices are deeper. Like,
Yeah.
think of like your most West African Nigerian dudes, like, like, can you show me the way? Like, where's Mufasa? Like, yeah,
No
like,
facts.
yeah, like even our women, it was
Man,
sexier for them to have deep voices in Africa. I love Coco Jones, Sade. She has a more,
Oh, I love
you
Sade.
know what I'm saying? Like those type of voices are even like a beauty standard of Africa, as opposed to Europeans, where they voices can't do that. That
Mhm.
Ave Maria, like they sing all that, right? Like all that opera stuff. Like, even though we do that better too, but that's because we can do what they can do. They just can't do what we can do. So anyway,
That's facts.
it's a thing. Yeah.
Very true. I'm actually really glad that you said that as well because it's literally been this reoccurring thing throughout my life where people are like, you sound white. And I'm like, what does whiteness actually sound like to you? Because it does not sound like this. So it's, yeah, I think that's probably the first time I've been validated in the online sphere about my voice and what I sound like. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, appreciate your take. I'm gonna give her an A. Did what she had to do. We got some pretty B1 people in here today. Anybody that has a different insight, an opposing view, can feel welcome to come up as well. We don't want to make it an echo chamber, but I'm glad that today's live is not like yesterday's was. Yesterday it's kind of weird. Yesterday, it was just weird. Like we weren't having a productive conversation. Black Swan, what's going on, sister?
Oh, how you doing?
Well, I'm good. I'm good. What's going on with you?
So I answered the questions before, but I want to. This is okay. So I used to say that they would only do enough, like in an interracial relationship, that the YT partner would only do enough to understand you just to get in bed with you. But then I took that back yesterday. But I
Mm-hmm.
snatch it all back today. I snatch it all back today. So I was thinking, I was in Kron's Live earlier, and it happens here too. When we start talking about racism and how we're affected by it, they just get so triggered and they come in hot and on the defense, and they say, you guys are talking about hate, you're spreading all this hatred and things like that. And I'm just like, what kind of person do you have to be to listen to somebody share their trauma and wanting to empower themselves after experiencing it all, to call them the person, like to call that group of people the people that are spreading hatred? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But there was a gentleman that got up on the panel, and
Mm.
right out the gate didn't want to say what his race was. He said, I'm olive tone, I'm all, just being sarcastic. So obviously you know what it is, but you're coming in defensive. So we started talking about interracial relationships, and he immediately centered himself and said that he experienced racism. This is a YT man. And I was like, but wait, so you're in an interracial relationship, and at the bare minimum, you could deny racism, but to flip it like that when you are laid next to a Black woman is wild to me. So I asked him if he knew just like about the things that we face. And like I kept it real basic, like school to prison pipeline, like those types of things. And I was like, do you have any knowledge of these things? And he said no. So I was like, well, do you have children? And he said, yes, I have 6 children. And flipped the script again and was like, well, when I was growing up, I grew up in the hood and I got jumped by this many Black people, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, this is crazy to me. Like, you're raising 6 children, and you know they're gonna face so many things in this world, and you're their father. And I think that if they were old enough to understand and they were listening to the conversation, they'd be in so much pain. Like, we're talking to you about our experiences, right? And you this is your baby. These are your babies we're talking about. These are your children, right? Like, if you hear these things, that knowing that this is what your children are, you know, possibly going to face, like, you would think to yourself, the natural reaction would be, wow, like I need to educate myself because I want to make sure I'm protecting my children. But it wasn't that. And he was in the comments, like, just tripling down. And I'm thinking to myself, like, the microaggressions and all of those things, like, his children are going to grow up with that. And then I'm like, well, where's his girlfriend at? Like, is she hearing this too? But if she's in that relationship and that is how he operates and they are together all the time, then she must be unaware of certain things. You know what I mean? But I couldn't fathom, like, being a parent and just neglecting educating myself on my child's experiences for the sake of protecting them, for the sake of keeping them safe. You know what I mean? Like, it was really heartbreaking to think about, but I just wanted to add that to the conversation.
Yeah. I
Y'all
mean,
up here trying to read my childhood back to me. Bruh, I'm just playing.
It
But
literally
nah,
brought,
you ain't wrong though. It's
when I was
traumatic.
thinking
Yeah,
about
but
it,
it's
it
not
brought
just
tears to my.
interracial.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, sorry.
hold on, Ghost Tiger. Go ahead, sister.
It just brought tears to my eyes, right? Like, it just, I don't know. It was just very unfortunate to hear a parent deny something like that. Like, why would you not want to at least just learn and understand? You know what I mean? To know that, like, you are going to harm them. Like, this mentality that you have is going to harm your babies. These are your babies. It just was, you know.
Yeah. The more I do this work, I'm sorry, my wife brought me some chicken. The more I do this work, the less surprising it becomes. The more expectant. Like, I don't know how to say this, but we do talk about who is inherently racist. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we just need to keep that in mind when we hear stories like this.
He talking about my family, bruh. Nah, look. Hey, man, that's the truth of it. I like, really, I can't do nothing but cry laugh because it's like really a cry because, hey, that's just the reality. I have accepted that.
Mhm.
I still be on my toes and be like, bruh, I don't give a, like, but it's just the fact that, hey, I don't blame myself because I'm just a product of something, but still, I just had to look past it because I be like, you know what? It ain't even worth it. I know who I am, they don't know who they are. So it's all good. It's all good. They're terrible, bruh. My family's terrible, bruh.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
terrible. I ain't even gonna lie.
It can't
It
be
is.
worse than mine.
Oh,
Yeah, y'all. Yeah,
keep
nah, you
going.
right. He's definitely right. Half of mine are okay. Look,
I
bruh,
can't.
Like, both of my sides of the family, apart from my parents and my siblings, are bigots because I'm not also biracial, but I'm also from an interfaith family. Like, my mum, she converted to Islam, like, she's devout, but half of my family are racist and the other half is Islamophobic. Like, and this was years ago, and just Just because I pray early in the morning around 5 a.m. sometimes, they called counter-terrorism on me. I've never, ever done anything wrong, but how could you, my own flesh and blood, and I've been nothing but respectful to, even though you're atheist, I helped you decorate the Christmas tree. I didn't tell the younger children about Santa Claus. I just told them, well, what do you think? And they said Santa Claus was real. And I said, well, then, okay, then. That's it. But I said, I don't want anything for Christmas. And that's that, I've always been respectful of other people's beliefs, right? And it damaged me very, very mentally. Like, I've cried too many times that I'm drained. You know, when you're emotionally drained and that there's no point crying anymore because you've emptied the tank. It's like I'm desensitized. That's the hard part. And then the other family, I tried being Arab. I tried integrating into the culture, and they
You
never
tried
just saw
what?
me as equal.
You say you tried being Arab?
Yes, bruh.
I'm
No.
half Arab, okay? I'm half Arab and I'm half African, okay?
No, Arab is an ethnicity, so it's a culture, not a race. It's just funny that you said you tried a different culture. You know what I'm saying?
It's a race and it's a culture. It's a race because there are black
It's not a
Arabs, they
race.
get
To say it's a
racism.
race is racist. That's racist. Don't say that.
Right, well, my Arab family see it as a race. I understand there's black
I know,
Arabs that
I
are
know, but you
indigenous
also
to
said they were
Arabia.
racist, did you not? You said they were bigots. So
Yeah, because they're white Arabs.
right,
So
but see, now you know there's a difference between race and ethnicity. You call them
I
white
know
Arabs,
there's a difference.
right? So
I know,
you know that
but
there's black Arabs, so that
majority
means
of
you know the
Arabs.
difference between race and ethnicity.
All right,
There
okay,
you go.
all right. I know, of course I know, but majority of Arabs, when you say Arab, it doesn't mean black Arab because they don't call black Arabs Arabs. They are that racist that they deny Arabs. They're in denial and they don't believe that there's indigenous black Arabs, that there's indigenous black Egyptians. They are under that Western colonization mindset that the original people were just olive-skinned or tan-skinned. You know, like when people think, even though it's clear in the Bible that Jesus is black, there's still people that think he's light-skinned or like olive-skinned, like white, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. But of course, yeah, I know black Arabs that are indigenous to Yemen, but there are Arabs that say, oh no, those Yemenis are only black because they're from Somalia and they immigrated there, when that's a lie. When I mean light skin Arab means the olive skin. You know, the ones that are descendants of Turks, the Turkish people, the Ottoman Empire that took over Arabia. That's what I mean when I mean a light-skinned Arab. So he's not white, but he is definitely not black, like Afrocentric is what I mean. That's what light-skinned Arab means.
Arab means white.
Arab means Turkish.
Those Arabs that you're talking about, the white Arabs, those are white people.
They're not Caucasian though.
No, I
they're
know,
descendants
but they're white.
of the Turks. I know.
Still white.
I know, but in the UK,
they
white
do everything
means...
white people do, and then they work along with white people in enslaving Africans. So they white.
Right, okay. Maybe in American culture they'd be white, but in the UK, white means from Europe. Okay, but I'll say white because I'm on an American platform, so I'll respect your culture. So, okay, I'll just say white for your benefit.
No, they're white. They're white worldwide. You haven't read The Destruction of Black Civilization by Dr. Chancellor Williams, but you keep using what your Arab bigoted parents taught you, and that's the thing. So
I mean,
I'll
my
ask you this:
grandparents.
Are you a racist?
What?
Are you racist?
Absolutely not. My parents are not racist, but my grandparents are, and my other family. But like, apart from my parents and my siblings, the rest of my family is bigots. Like, the half
How do
of
you
it
know
is
you're not racist?
Islamophobic. What?
How do you know you're not racist?
Because I believe that we're all God's creation, and if you insult someone by the state in which they're born, you are insulting God himself, because God created him that way. You know, I didn't choose to be this race. God created me that way. I believe all human life is sacred, and in my opinion, I only judge people by their character. What? What? Say again?
Does God make mistakes?
No.
So is God racist?
No.
So then why does racism exist?
Because of free will and greed and capitalism.
So God made a mistake when he gave people free will to be racist?
No, because see, Earth is 50% heavenly and 50% devilish, right? If everything was perfect on Earth, then there would be no point to life. You know, when you see a movie and like when
So
people
if
say, "Why do you
racism
have
didn't
that?"
exist, there'd be no point to life.
If bad things didn't happen, and one of them which would be racism, there would be no conflict. And if there's no conflict to
So
life,
we need racism to give life some kind of spice, right? We need like
yes, how
the
are you
Arab
gonna
slave
know? Yeah,
trade. We need
how
the
you gonna
transatlantic slave trade. We need the descendants of those that are dispersed all throughout the world to continue to be oppressed from Africa. You know, the African descendants are still oppressed to this day. Here in the United States, in Alabama, we just had a lawsuit where you know, they're still saying that there's modern day slavery going on here, but there is, you know, there's over 3 million of us black men, just like myself, in prisons today working for private corporations. I mean,
Yep,
then you've got millions
you're a slave
enslaved
to the
by
state when you're in
Arabs,
prison. Yeah,
millions enslaved by Arab
yeah,
countries
slavery still
in
exists in
Africa.
Arab
So
currency.
you got
Slavery
all of
still
that
exists
going
in Saudi
on,
Arabia.
and you're
Yeah.
telling me that God needs that to happen so that people like yourself that are religious can feel like they're good. Because
No, not feel like I'm
badness,
good.
there is no goodness.
Well, how are you gonna know right from wrong if nothing bad happens?
But why is the bad stuff happening to my people while your people get to say that they're righteous and they need that? They need my oppression in order to be good. Sounds
Because
like
God
God's a
reward,
racist.
because
And
God
I would
rewards the
encourage you
ones
to
who are
read the book.
repressed.
There's a book on
I
this
have read
called
the
God
book.
is
I
a
have
White
read the book.
Racist. You read the book,
I
God
have
is a
read
White
the book, and
Racist?
if you look, all the
You
prophets
didn't
were
read
the
the
most
book.
oppressed
He's
people
talking
of their
about
time.
the book.
You
He's talking
didn't
about
read
the
the
other
book.
books.
You didn't read the book because you over talking him. You didn't read the book. Which one
Oh
of your
no, not that
parents?
book.
Which
But
one
look,
of
as
your
you look in
parents?
history, some of the most.
Hey,
Oh, sorry,
hola.
I'll let you finish.
Which one of your parents is black?
My mother.
Your mother is black.
Yes, she's Nigerian. Yeah,
Holy Spirit activate.
I was raised in an African household. My dad was away in the military. My culture is Nigerian culture.
All right. And what part of Nigeria?
Lagos, Yoruba.
No, like not. I'm sorry. Which people of Nigeria?
Yoruba. That's my tribe.
You said it wrong.
Hear about
I said Yoruba.
Interesting. All right. So that being the case, why are you still saying racist stuff?
I'm not racist. I believe we're all God's people.
Interesting.
You know, I believe that I only judge people by their character. So if you're respectful to me and loving to me, I'm going to be loving to you. But I don't want an interracial relationship because I don't want my children to go through what I went through. I'm going to marry the darkest woman I can find. I'll encourage my children to marry dark-skinned people because I don't want my tribe and my DNA ruined.
That sounds weird coming out of your mouth. I don't know, like, that sounds crazy coming out of your
But at the
mouth,
end of the
bro.
day, religion matters most. So first I'm
So,
going to ask, are they Muslim? The second I'm going to ask, are they African?
wait, why didn't it work when you tried being Arab?
Because they wouldn't accept me. Simple. They won't accept me as Arab, even though I embraced the culture. I learned the history. I know more about Arab history than them.
Are your parents still together?
Yes, they love each other very, very much. They respect each other's culture and respect each other's race. My dad hasn't got a racist bone in his body, and neither has my mother.
That's a damn lie.
I kind of find that offensive because
Your father from Nigeria?
the most. Yeah, my mum is from Nigeria. She came
I said
to
your
England.
father.
Oh no, my father. No, my father was brought up in England, but he's Yemeni ethnically, and he grew up in an Arab household. Like Arabic is his first language.
Okay, so when did you experience racism?
Very young. I'd say I'd experienced it from my grandmother. For all you, do you know what gollywogs are?
So your dad went and got a black woman to piss your grandma off?
Yeah, that's a little bit of a slur too.
No, I think the reason why my dad got married to a black woman is because he grew up in a Jamaican neighborhood and embraced Jamaican culture, which dancehall and reggae, and so he fell in love with my mother, who was black. Majority of my dad's friends are black.
See, once again, you have
What?
said something else that is racist, and this is what I keep saying, because you keep saying I'm black, I'm black, I'm black. When we try to hold you to what you say, but then you distance yourself, obviously, because Jamaicans and Nigerians are completely different people.
I know.
You don't know because
My
you
dad grew
lying
up
and
in
you
a
all over the
Jamaican
place.
neighborhood, which was
How your
majority black.
dad?
He thought
But you
my
just said.
mom was
Hold
Jamaican.
on. You said your daddy was black. You
He
just
said
said
his
No,
that.
my
mom was
dad
black.
grew up in a black neighborhood. My dad is Arab, but he grew up in a black neighborhood.
You
So he
said that.
embraced the culture.
Well, okay, so
My
that
mom
what does
is
that
black,
what
my
does that
dad is
mean?
Arab.
What does that mean? Your
What?
daddy white. Your daddy white. Your dad is white.
My dad is not white, he's Arab.
Your dad's whitey. Your dad is what?
I just got up here, but can I
Sexy
ask
Well,
him a
tell
what?
question?
that. All right, my dad is what? We'll tell that to the white people that
Your
he got
daddy
racist
is
abuse of.
what? What?
My dad is not Caucasian, he's
Your
Arab.
dad is a what man?
What work have
My dad is not a
Your
white
dad
man.
is
He's
an
not European.
unwashed
He is.
cave nut carrier.
He's not whitewashed. He grew up in a Jamaican neighborhood. My dad's
That
favorite
doesn't
food
have
is
nothing to do
Jamaican
with him
food.
being what? He's what?
what work have you done
What
to
skin
dismantle
color?
your
All right,
racism?
my dad's skin color is white. All right, I'll give you that. Okay.
Okay, he's wet.
Okay,
How do
my
you know
dad's
he
white.
was?
It makes you
How do you,
feel better. I'll just say that. Okay.
Why you
But
Your
my
saying
daddy
that?
dad
is
grew
white.
up in a black neighborhood. Okay, and
Sir, I'm sorry,
embraced the
but you
culture.
yourself have carried on your dad's color. He's
Okay, and
wet.
that's the way God made me, and I don't care. So what?
So what? Just admit your dad is what? He's a racist.
My dad is not racist. My dad hasn't got a racist bone in his
You
we
body.
came
don't
up
think
here
your
and
dad
you
is
complained
racist and
about
you
your
racist.
parents. You came up here and
I
said you
can
experienced so much racism in your family.
I
Man,
complained about the Islamophobia from my African side, and I complained about the racism from my Arab side, but not including my parents. My parents and my siblings are not racist.
Ghost, can I
But
ask you a
unfortunately,
question?
my grandparents, aunts, and uncles from both sides of the family are.
Ghost, I have a question for you.
Okay,
Can
sure.
YT people experience racism?
Not systemically, not on our
Okay.
level.
Hmm.
Like, there may
How
be
can how can they
occasionally
how
like
can
a
they
bigoted
experience it?
comment.
How can they experience it?
Occasionally, a bigoted comment, but not the way we can, not
That's
in a
not
powerful
racist.
way.
Yeah, it's not
That's
Right,
not
well, they
racist.
racism.
can't then. Well, by that definition,
Your
no,
cave
they
nut
can't
Karen
experience
daddy
racism.
can experience racism. He's just a racist.
Yeah. Like
My
nowhere
dad
in
is not a
wait,
racist.
Ghost, hold on. Because racism affects Black people directly and indirectly, right? I don't know where he went. Looks like he's on the call or something.
Swan, you just said all those things, and you just said it about people like him,
And then boom. But you
and
know what? Because
bruh,
he hopped right in. He didn't give the intro or nothing. He just jumped right in.
he
But
thought we
he's
was
like
just coming on here with trauma, but I joke about it. He dead serious, like
he
bro.
he's so unaware. Like he's
Yeah.
so unaware of it.
Well, is he under the age of 25?
He didn't give his age. He didn't do
Oh,
the
he
intro.
right.
He dipped.
Man, his
How y'all doing?
hippocampus, his cerebral frontal cortex is not fully developed. Cause I'm like, hey, I just that's exactly what y'all mean. That's
Yeah.
literally exactly what you and brother mean. You know, and unwilling to learn or accept if you're wrong about something or misunderstood. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to learn. Like,
Right.
I
Well,
have to
and the
know.
thing
You
is,
know.
he came up here understanding what I was talking about. So I was like, okay, maybe the intent was to learn, right? But like he just was in defense mode like the whole entire time. He just wasn't taking anything in. But he started to, I think he was about to pick apart the definition of racism to try to make it so that there is something that YT people can experience when it's like, no, they don't experience it. They don't when you understand the structures, but he doesn't get it himself. So
He still got
Yeah.
hope for them. We still got hope for him. That's sad. I mean, it's sad. It ain't no hope. I'm sorry. I hate to wake
You
him
couldn't
up.
tell me if he ain't open his mouth. That looked like a Japanese man.
I was about to say he definitely did not look. He like I don't know something about, and then the way he was saying stuff was way too anti-black. Ain't no way. Like it was way too like it was wild. I gotta have this dark skin, mama. I'm
Yeah,
like, what is wrong with you?
that was wild. It's like he didn't say nothing about culture or nothing. He's just like some dark skin. Like what? Because they don't experience what? What your person? That was just crazy. That whole thing was crazy. I mean, he jumped because I wanted to ask him a question.
Yeah.
Well, how y'all doing? I'm Tara. I'm 37. She, her are my pronouns.
Appreciate you, sister. You want to answer the questions?
Can interracial relationships be problematic? I believe so. I think the main problem I have with interracial relationships is people go into the relationships not educated on how it can impact children that are born. I've seen too many times like stories of like somebody who had a black person who had children with a YT person, and then they talk about like if the relationship don't work out, which like relationships cannot work out sometimes, and then they're dealing with their YT partner taking their child around the family, and then they're worried about how the family may impact the child. And I'm just like stuff like that you got to think about because now you have no control. I was in a group. One woman said that her daughter had went with the father, and the aunt took her hair out and straightened her hair. And I'm just like, I can't even imagine what they was saying to this little girl as they was taking her hair out and straightening her hair. Like it was just, I don't know. My main problem is the impact on the children.
I heard that. Yeah, definitely can be problematic. Can a black man or woman marry a YT person and still be considered pro-black?
I've heard people argue that like we have like I love James Baldwin, but I know he had a white partner. And like you got some people who marry a black person and they coon fest, right? But it's like I feel like we don't know enough about ourselves or like how like racism affects us to kind of be in that situation. I don't know. I know for like myself, I wouldn't be comfortable with it. Like, if I'm in a relationship, I want to be like, I got to be able to like talk to you about everything and anything. And I just feel like it would be like a disconnect. I know that there are people who contribute to black issues who've been with white people. But for me, it still feels like, I don't know. I feel like subconsciously there's something there that's not right. I don't know. I don't know how to put it into words, but it just don't. I struggle with that one, to be honest.
Ain't nothing to struggle with. The answer is no. You can't claim to be pro-black. Pro-blackness is prioritizing one's actions and values with what's in the best interest of building within the black community. That being the case, you cannot prioritize a community that your significant other is not a part of. So you can work with us, but when it gets to the point where you're prioritizing your people in your community and we are building for ourselves by ourselves, but you still have another priority, another person that you have allegiance towards in a different community, you're going to be compromised to some level, to some degree. You cannot fully embrace what's in the best interest, not for you or your loved ones in your family that are non-black, but the best interest of your community if you are aligned with someone outside the community. I can do that because all I have to think about is my community. My wife is part of my community. Someone whose wife is not a part of their community has to not only just think about themselves and their community, but also how it's going to affect his wife. So like Cornel West, his wife is Palestinian. Cornel West will get up and tell you quick, we need to fight with Palestine. And Cornel West is very anti-racist and all that other stuff. Cornel West is not going to speak to, certain things that his wife's people do that are anti-black, because he's not thinking only in the best interest of his people.
I get that.
Hmm. And then, do interracial relationships benefit the black community?
That one I would say no, because I think of like the tendency of like black people to get with white partners when usually like if they are making a certain amount of money and like economically, I feel like it takes away from the community. And then I know like in the media it's like a lot of interracial relationships. I see it, but I'm not like, I haven't done the research to like really see like, I don't know. I feel like I heard the story about the story that came out years ago about the infertility rates for white people and them being the minority. And it's like, now it's like, oh, interracial relationships are everywhere. And it's like, did y'all
Hmm.
talk about that? Like, what is that about?
What, interracial relationships being everywhere?
Yeah, it's like promoted in media everywhere, but I know it didn't, like, I didn't see that until after I heard about that story about the
I can
infertility
answer
rates.
that question for you if you would like me to
Mhm.
answer
I
it.
don't think you're educated enough, Ghost Tiger.
Oh, it goes far back. It
I don't
starts
think
from
you're
the
educated enough on
Caribbean. You
this
know,
topic,
like in
Ghost
Latin
Tiger.
America, the Caribbean. It
Don't
starts
talk
from
over
that.
me.
Have you
I
heard of
don't think you're
mulatto
ready. I
or
don't think you're
light
ready.
skin
I
privilege?
don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready.
I'm just
You're
saying,
not ready yet.
it goes hundreds of years
You
back.
got a lot of work to do. I can
I'm just
tell.
saying, have you ever heard of light skin privilege, like in Latin America and like
If
parts of
you
the
think it's
Caribbean?
so bad, how are your parents so good? If they gave you such an amazing outlook on an interracial couple, if they're just so good, my parents are so good, why are you got such a negative opinion of interracial dating? Ain't that interesting?
Because half of my
Mhm.
family and the other half doesn't accept me. It's not good for the children. I'm not saying that two people of different races can be in love and get along, but I'm saying that it's selfish and that it's not good for the children. So my parents are not bad, but they're selfish. That's
No,
what
they
I'm saying.
racist. Your father's
Oh
racist.
no. What does racist mean to you then? Because in my mind, racist means you're prejudiced against someone of a different race. So what does racist actually mean to you? Please explain.
Basically what you just said.
So racism means you're prejudiced.
Ghost
It means that you've been taught
community.
an inherent bias against black people, and a prejudice towards a specific racial group, but
Okay,
inherently
well, my parents are not
anti-blackness.
prejudiced.
Yes, they are.
Can I ask him a
How? Yeah. Please say something.
You just told me that because he grew up around Jamaican black people, he met your mother, who was also black, and fell in love with her. And that's wild.
You're a product of his environment. That doesn't make him racist, falling in love with a black woman.
No, it is. That's racist. Because
Huh?
why didn't he fall in love with Jamaica? There's white Jamaican people. There's Asian Jamaican people. He just said, oh, black people, all the same. These people are Jamaican. These people are Nigerian. You know what? You look like the Jamaican people. So yeah, I like you because I like them over there. Like we're all just a monolith. So that's racist. That's prejudice. That's prejudging someone based off of
Yeah,
your
but you learn
experience
about my
with
mother's
people
culture
that
and
look like
embrace
them.
it.
You're judging them based off their looks instead of judging them based off their ethnicity, their culture. They're different than Nigerians. So that's where it's racist.
All right, maybe my dad was racist at one point of his life, but you learned about the Nigerian culture.
That's the thing. After the age of 15, you don't become unracist. You have to work every day at being an anti-racist, but there's no destination there. It's just part of a lifelong journey. It's like being an alcoholic. Like once you're an alcoholic forever. You just can be an alcoholic that doesn't drink, or you can be
Okay,
an
so I'm an
alcoholic that does
alcoholic
drink.
that doesn't drink then. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So that being the case, Papa's a racist, and if he can't admit that he's a racist, then that tells you how much work he has to do.
Right, well, I'm sorry, but my father's a wonderful man and has done a lot to prevent.
And wait, hold on, D, hold on, please. And that is why interracial relationships are problematic, because they compromise the children. If you want to call yourself black, that's what they compromise the black children of interracial marriage, because now, just like I said about the interracial relationship, where you can't be 100% for your people because your wife is not one of your people, so you have to compromise at some juncture.
Don't insult my father.
You cannot be 100% pro-black. You cannot prioritize our community because you have to make space to bring dad to the cookout.
We don't have to bring space to bring my father to the cookout. He just comes to the family dinner and he eats. That's it.
Well, that would be a colonizer. The cookout is not a actual gathering. It's a metaphor for a black utopia. So basically, as we continue to unite our people and liberate ourselves from 400 years of oppression, you're going to try to figure a way to bring dad with you. And you try to make room for him. You try to make him seem like not racist. Meanwhile, we know we live in a world where black people are still being oppressed, meaning he's benefiting from that oppression, and he still has the complexion for protection, all the other things that are given to him, awarded to him for being a non-black white man in a world where he's seen as the default human being. And then he also, the power dynamic between him and your mother is also heavily problematic and racist.
Okay, so him getting attacked by white people growing up, that wasn't racist then?
Is it racist when Russia invades Ukraine? Is that racism? Should Ukrainians say, you know what, Russian people bombed our villages, so from now on we're going to hang out with black people because white people are so mean to us? Like, that's not racism, bro. That's not racism, bro. I'm sorry, that's not racism. That's just bullying.
Right, but they attacked my father because he was Arab.
And they attacked Russia, and Russia attacked Ukraine because they were Ukrainian.
No, Russia attacked Ukraine over money and territory.
Because there were Ukrainian money and territory.
Yeah,
if because there were Russian money and territory, they would have attacked.
That invasion was over capitalism.
Yes, and what happened with your father was over ethnicity and not race.
Right, well, ethnicity then, but please don't dishonor my father, people in the comment section. Please don't, because I don't talk badly of anyone's parents. I wasn't raised that way. It's kind of sad that I see black Americans think this way. I understand you've been through a lot of pain and suffering, and I have sympathy.
I feel bad that you think the way that you think. I understand that your father's racist and you can't cope with that. So, I understand.
Because I love and honor my father and because he's not done anything.
Yeah, because you love and honor and father your white man. I get it. But at the same time, that doesn't mean he's not racist. Unfortunately, I know it's hard to swallow.
So I'm an evil person. I am a horrible evil.
No one said racists are all evil.
Bad person because I honor my father.
No one said all racists were evil.
For me.
No one said it was evil. No one said racists were evil. We said they're racist.
Okay, all right.
There's warm, kind-hearted racist people.
Okay, I'm a racist, everybody, even though I have a giant afro, I have braids in my hair, I know my African culture, I eat African food, I was raised in an African household. Okay, and just because my father is Arab and because I love him and I honor my father because he's looked after me, I'm a racist. Okay, thank you very much. Goodbye.
You're welcome.
Did he just secondhand tokenize y'all for his dad?
he just censored himself. He did all the stereotypes. Wow.
The crazy part, though, is that he doesn't even realize, when he said he wanted to go and find the darkest possible skinned woman that he could, it literally was a cry for help that he is so lost. But the colonizer in him is so loud. It was like he was switching in and out the entire time he was talking. It was very confusing.
Mm.
But like he just yeah,
Yep. Welcome
that
to
was
the mind
wild.
of a a mixed a black biracial person. It's like literally all those things. I seen what you were just saying right there because I was like, it's like he was projecting too. Like he said, I look at you, black American. I was stuck on when he said the dark skinned sister too, but then he just said at the end, like he looks at black Americans and he's like, why are y'all like I see y'all went through so much pain and I'm just thinking like, babe, if you think we is in pain, then you must be in hell because ain't no way like you're battling this hard. Like I mean, we're strangers on the internet, right? But you can really tell he was getting so wound up. Like it, it hurt. Oh man,
Well, and the
it hurt me
problem,
for him. He was. Whew.
I think the problem too, and this happens all the time when we talk about racism and how like the hierarchy operates and how the structure operates and like what YT, I guess, ideology is, but like he's bringing it down to actions and emotions like that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and anecdotes. I mean, to be honest, I'm unimpressed, but you know, it is what it is. I also would point out the fact that he said he tried to be Arab. Why didn't he try to be Yoruban? Why didn't he try to be a Nigerian? Because he knows, you know, he knows that the world doesn't look as kindly on Yoruba as it does, you know, Arabs. So, you know, I think, yeah, the biracial brothers and sisters, y'all got a lot of work. It's pretty sad to see, but at the same time, everybody's not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not gonna make it.
People try to come on here and we all be talking about stuff like this, and I reveal my history. They be like, "See, she went right there." I'm like, "Baby, nah, I'm a dime a dozen, bro." I'm like, and
Hmm.
even then, I still don't know everything. It's like I said, I'm still learning because, bro, like if I feel like this, like I didn't have a lot of the stuff you would naturally have with a two black household parent, like or any background with that, and then with the other half in your ear saying they hate you, make you hate yourself, like you would be so confused. And for him to say
Yeah,
that his mother was black, like what, like even then, people be trying to defend that. I'm like, look at how that still didn't work out. And his
but he only
mother,
brought that up to
yeah.
tokenize.
But even that's why I said that's crazy, right? Like it's like the mind games. Like it's like you said, like it's sad. Some people they're not gonna come
That
along for the
entire
ride.
conversation, the only time he brought up his blackness was
Was
to
to
try to
tokenize
negate, yeah, like to tokenize,
every
like he's,
time he did it to y'all. He
yeah.
was like, and then he was like, I wear black hairstyles. I eat African food. I like. What about any of these things would make you more black? I know black people who don't eat none of that. Like, do you think we have access to all that goodness over here in America like that? Good, like, not people gentrifying it. Like, be so for real, bruh. Like,
Yeah.
be real with yourself. But it's like he can't. Like you said, he don't want to be from where he said he was from in Africa because on some level he knows that that's not how he want to get treated. That's why
Hmm.
he feel bad for us black Americans. He said, "Y'all must be so
That even that he doesn't feel bad. He doesn't feel bad. That was condescension.
pompous."
That was patronizing.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Well, that was interesting. If anybody else wants to come up, feel free. I know it's a chill night. I know a lot of y'all are getting ready to celebrate. You might be out, you know, with the fam, stuff like that. Um, I would say, you know, drive responsibly. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask what y'all ate? Can I just ask?
I ate some chicken just now.
You ate chicken. Okay, that's
Yeah,
also a
I ate
staple
chicken.
of the community. Anybody
Mm-hmm.
else?
I
What did
mean,
y'all eat?
chicken.
You ate chicken. That's also
I
okay.
had chicken
Staple.
too.
You. Oh, I'm sorry. You're not feeling good. Hope you can
I
feel
hope
it.
that wasn't your real voice, D. You
Yeah,
sound
like that.
I'm clearing it up.
You sound like Master Splinter.
Don't come for me.
I made a pot of black eyed peas and collard greens with some cornbread. It's almost gone now. My son ate it all up.
I feel you. I'm real. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all ain't gonna like it, but I had chitlins and collard greens and black eyed peas and chicken and cornbread.
You can't do the shit.
Right.
And some shitlings.
Some chitlins.
Yo,
Shitlings.
Chitlins, bro. I was like,
Shitlings.
you ain't
okay,
wrong.
yes, we know D.
Look,
Sounding like Skeletor.
you
Now
ain't
look
wrong.
here now. Hold on. Y'all not gonna come for me. I told y'all.
Hey man. I'm playing. I hope you get well, sister. I'm just playing. It's funny. Yo, what are we gonna talk about now? I don't know. What do y'all want to talk about?
Can I make one last comment about the guy though?
Oh yeah, go ahead, go in.
So I think it's clear we know that his father and he got some like serious issues with race or whatever. But the fact that he's struggling with his race so much shows that his family has some serious racial issues in the South.
Yeah, all it takes is a little bit of white brainwashing to activate the coon. Never mind. I said too much. I said the word. The chip in the average. You know what y'all know who I'm quoting right now? I don't know if y'all know who I'm quoting. Yeah, Umar. Jess, stop. You can't say that word on here. Can't say that word.
Oh, I think he said it only takes a little bit of YT brainwashing to activate that word, but I've also heard him say the Negro peeing.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, nah, it's a video. I showed the other video to my wife the other day. He said, I can't psychologize. Well, he said, I can't psychologize all of them on the corner. Some of them are gonna have to go to sleep for good. You ever see that video? Yo, he is hilarious. They're gonna have to go to sleep for good. Like, yo, I thought about that. I was like, yo, if I ever see Umar again, I'm gonna just walk up to him and be like, for good. Yeah. That video is hilarious, bro. I could just watch it on repeat. That's hilarious. But yeah, I don't know, man. I guess I could take it down. I didn't want to stay up here too long. I wanted to, finish making some more videos so that I have enough videos for the week. Thank y'all for coming up and joining me on this European New Year's Eve, this Gregorian calendar New Year's Eve. Y'all gonna always get the Africanized version of things or the decolonized versions of things from me. And that's not saying that this isn't a time for y'all to, be joyous. We can celebrate anything, you know what I'm saying? But just I'm always gonna bring some critical thinking to it so we can grow together. Our ancestors celebrated the new year in the spring, and to me that just sounds right. Like, why are we celebrating the new year in the middle of the deadest of winter? Like, we're celebrating death pretty much, right? Like, we're celebrating New Year's. Yeah, right. April Fools. Yeah. They call it April Fools because April Fools was at one time the new year. And so they call it April Fools because you're a fool if you believe that's the new year, they say. But it makes more sense because that's when life comes back, from the dead. So the resurrection of Earth. But anyway, y'all, appreciate you. D, Black Swan, K, Tara, thank you for joining me. Luya, I see you down there, man. Oh man, I can't wait to go to Nairobi, man. I can't wait to go to Kenya. I've been doing more research on Kenya. I really, really, really want to go there. Ghana, I've heard about the issues with the year of return, the Pan-African village there. Oh no, Ghana looking wild right now with the chief basically didn't set up the land rights properly when he started divvying up the land and giving it to Pan-African people from the diaspora. So the indigenous brothers and sisters to that land are now in a lawsuit legal battle with the chief of the village. So that's yeah. So I would go there to visit, of course, but as far as like moving, me and my wife are looking heavily into either Kenya or Tanzania. She has a cousin there, but I know I'm hoping they're not that far apart. I'm hoping they didn't look that far apart on the map. So I'm hoping we can live in Kenya and still visit Tanzania. Am I wilding? Let me know. No, definitely Kenya, but Luya, is Tanzania that far? They're not close? Let me know. Let me know. I've never been there. They you just saying nope. I don't know if you saying they far or they're not. Are they far away from each other?
I think I can't answer that question, but the thing I was gonna say is something to keep in mind about the continent is
Mm-hmm.
flights aren't available in the way that they're available here. So I would just keep that in mind. Even when a place seems like it's right there, sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
have to kind of go out of your way to get to that place because there's like no direct flights there, if that makes sense. Especially when you're for intercontinental intracontinental travel. I mean, so
That's so
that's
messed
something
up.
to keep in mind.
That's
But
so messed up.
that can change as more
That's
tourism occurs. That can change.
Nah, man. That's messed up, man. That's colonial as hell. You know what I'm saying? They don't want us to go see each other on the continent, man. That's messed up, yo. They done came to Africa, divided up into different lines, and now you gotta go through hoops just to visit another country next door. That's like,
Or you gotta exit the continent to that. Sometimes that's an easier way. But I'm telling you, as growth develops, that'll change.
that's evil. Like you telling me you gotta exit. That's evil as I mean, I understand it, you know what I'm saying? It's just that's so evil. Like I understand that that's the reality we live in, but it's an
Unless you're
evil
them.
reality.
Unless you're them, they somehow can organize trips and get off-road vehicles and have a guide, and they can go from all these places to shoot all these YouTube videos. I'm like, unless you're them,
Right.
No,
I'd be
Yeah.
like,
Reggie,
bruh, they
Reggie,
literally jump from base to base. I swear. Like,
you
Go
no,
ahead,
Reggie.
Louis.
They write in general, but no, Kenya's not from Kenya to Tanzania. It's a flight, bro. It's a short flight. You could drive down. It's nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but so is the road safe? Am I gonna run into, border patrol?
You
Why
got
y'all
white people
laughing?
acting up.
man,
It's safe. It's safe. No, now listen. It looks like I got a homie here. Juma Rafiki might have been home more recently than me, but it's safer now than when I was growing up. So no, it's nothing. It wouldn't make sense to fly from Kenya to another continent to go to Tanzania. Now that might be the case if you're going, I'm trying to think, because going to Ethiopia was a straight flight on my way here. So you know what I'm saying? It's nothing. It's nothing.
Okay.
It's 45 minutes in a plane.
Yeah. See, if we can do that, then yeah, I wouldn't mind. Cause me and my wife, we're gearing up, building that savings account, and we're gonna start a little business so that we able to generate some income, and then we're gonna get out of here and set up a home base somewhere on the continent. But it just gotta be hopefully where I can get to her cousin who lives in Tanzania, and then as long as we're able to do that, then that's cool.
Do
If
you know
not,
where? Do you know
yeah.
where in TZ?
No, I don't know the exact location.
Okay.
It's not Zanzibar. I know that. Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
you love it, yo. And I know you about to jet, but I had wanted to come up earlier, man, because wifey's always been funny with drama, and me personally, I just got old. I don't understand Twitter. I don't understand. I'll try to at people, and then it won't work. I don't freaking understand it. But I know
Yeah.
that's where you go if you want to. It's like licking the tarmac on the street. All filth is on Twitter. But
Yeah.
yo, what's up? What's going on in Orlando, man? This dude posted on, and I'm sure I just figured you would know better. There was the one sister who was pinched, and that's not even a good word for what I'm trying to say. And then
Mm.
it just seemed like he was saying in the last 3 months, 3 different black people were found, you know,
Mm.
from a tree.
In Orlando?
In Orlando, yeah, it's a sister in October where the detective quickly said it was, you know, muicide, but
Mm-hmm.
the dude was saying her car window was broken and she had clothes packed in the trunk that someone had gone through. And then it's another dude I know. She was found in a trailer park, and we all know who lives there. And she was found in the backyard of a dude who is a offender, you know, with
Mm.
yeah. And then this other dude was found on a swing, on children's swing, on a swing.
Oh man. Hey man. I told y'all if America goes down that rabbit hole, Florida's gonna lead the way. What was the
Yeah.
last one?
They said one guy saw it. I'm sure the guy was YT, and he said apparently, check this sick shit out, yo. He filmed it with his phone camera, and then got in his car and went to work, and said the reason I didn't call y'all is because I had to go to work.
Crazy. Well, so
I'm not
Florida,
surprised.
Florida, no brother or sister should be anywhere near Florida. And Alabama, I think, is next. That whole area of America is about to go down. So, if you want to watch America crumble, you're gonna see it's gonna happen there first. And then I think because it happens there first, and we're still not going to do anything about it, it's just going to slowly go throughout the whole country. I think Ohio, West Virginia is another one, but Florida is ridiculous. It's obvious that fascism is starting there. Like it's
They have an updated NAACP warning to all black people and, you know, the LGBTQIA plus community as well.
mm-hmm.
But to our community specifically, you know, these are for us, saying, please be advised when you travel here that there are harsh consequences to your action, basically. They're
Right.
just saying, watch where you step because here it's not guaranteed. They're already changing the curriculum. They're already instituting various laws and policies that will discriminate against you implicitly, you know, like certain things where they do institute the three strikes law, no matter regard of any heft, it's just felony type, right? Like no matter
Yeah.
what you do, it's all treated the same. You're gone forever. Think about where we got a lot of brothers and sisters at. It's highly concentrated in Florida. Like, I mean, and it's
Yeah.
very weird. Even the culture there.
Alabama too. Alabama, 26.8% of the population is black people. So that's over a quarter of Alabama is black people, and 50% of the inmate population is black people. So 2 times the percentage of black people that live in the state are incarcerated, or make up the incarcerated population. So that's just I just made a video on this. I'm gonna post it tomorrow. But anybody that has resources about what brother is talking about, what's going on in Orlando, post that in the Discord too. I'll make a video about that.
I got it.
Yeah, I'm about to start doing. I noticed that my videos that do really well are the ones where I'm informing people of like current events through a Pan-African lens. So I'm gonna do some videos where I'm answering some people's questions in the comments, and then I'm gonna do videos where I'm kind of like keeping everybody up to date on what's going on, like throughout the country, throughout the world. I want to do throughout the world though, like not just America.
Today are the creamy criminals.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, y'all. All right, let me go because I'm gonna do this video and then spend some time with my wife. I hope everybody is safe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Wait, tomorrow's Monday. I'm not gonna go on every Monday, so I might see y'all tomorrow. Monday, Tuesday, those are like the lowest days for me. Like on this streaming, like those are like the days I don't see many people coming through. So I'm gonna take those 2 days to make more like content, make like different personal moves. But if anything, I might still come up and do like a subscriber only type thing. So, but yeah, y'all can check out the replays of all the lives on YouTube. We're gonna start posting those tomorrow again, and check me out on Twitter, BIGBROLGND. Tweet me and let me know that you heard about me on the live, and I'll follow you back. And my Twitter is lit, so I'm gonna have your timeline lit. I have so many Pan-Africans that have found me on Twitter. I didn't know it was gonna be like that. I posted a video from when we saw Dr. Umar the other day, and a lot of Pan-Africans found me, and it's just been like a flood of Pan-African information and brothers and sisters on my page. I'm really grateful for it. I want to share all that stuff with y'all, but it's too much to say on this live, so I'm just retweeting stuff. Don't forget, sixth day of Kwanzaa, Kumbaya. That's creativity. One love, y'all. Go ahead, D.
All I'm gonna say is, oh wait, T, you gonna say something?
This would be a bad time for a question. I'll save it.
Tweet me.
Oh Lordy. All right, y'all. If you're not black, you know you stink. Hop in the tub before you hop in black people business.
All right, one love.